50% gap up. That is huge. Still no pattern, but we're talking about bottoming patterns today. They start in different ways. Could this be the start of a breakdown failure bottoming pattern? Possible. We're going to be talking about fantastic examples, and we're going to be talking about examples of, I don't know, something's happened that it might be the start of something. If this weekly is a red bar ignored, then I don't know. Fundamentally, I know they got big problems, but maybe something's going on, a turnaround story with money or whatever. Tesla here, I still like. This was another climactic buy setup, kind of a W bottom, new low plus. I love all the volume like this. This is more signs of exhaustion bottom after a big fall like that. Friday was our something bar, which was, hey, this was a gap reversal. They had more bad news, lowering prices on cars in China. And now it didn't even fill the gap, went sideways. That's another put spread opportunity. And if they were to close, well, we got this stupid number tomorrow. But ignoring the number, this looks like you could nibble over yesterday's high. A coin was rallying nicely the last 2 days. It got a downgrade today, but again, that could be the start of a bottoming pattern. A BWin, I missed this, but this was a beautiful 1, 2, 3, again from a bottoming pattern. So that was very tradable on Friday over this 1, 2, 3. You see the 20 and 50 have curled up because they built a base over a couple of months. Apple, it's just sloppier, Thomas. I sold a spread of Amazon yesterday. This one's a more mature bottom. So I think that was the only new trade I gave, the weekly options trader. This is a beautiful retest, range expansion, gap up of the 20. This was a fantastic put spread. The video was also, but the big gap and go on Monday messed it up for me. That is a beautiful turn. CDS. It's a pullback after a breakout. It's a watch. I'll put it on the list. Square. I'm gonna be talking about this in today's MP Live. So this was a nice range expansion. Look at that beautiful weekly. That is a weekly bottom. I just noticed there my data here is scrunching on this horizontal line. I don't know how it's hopefully fix that. It's so retarded that the defaults screwed up like that on TradeStation. Papa India. I have a couple here that I think we're just reaffirming or talking about guidance of some sort. I think this was one of them. But this is a put spread idea on a pullback. It's not a directional for me because it's gapping up after 3 up bars. Lumina, beautiful bottoming pattern. Sure. It's gapping up. It's extended on 15, but 30-minute high maybe. Cube. Yeah, it's more of a put spread, John. If you could sell the puts way down here, horizontal, something 39 or below, it doesn't have a great price void. You have all these overlapping bars over here. So I can easily find more superior setups. This thing gapped down. do though. CLS, that was a nice breakout in an uptrend, resting for a couple months, but you're chasing now. So there's no volume. Cool, I think got an upgrade, another no-brainer put spread. Remember I did the chart of the week saying there was just put spread galore all over the place. I didn't see this one, or else I would have gone through my checklist, but I did this morning. Spreads are asinine. But that pattern is 100% no-brainer put spread. It's extended now. Now, these were two Greg mentioned yesterday, Dollar Tree, another bottoming pattern, breakout, bear sandwich, range expansion, correction bar. That looks great. Sentinel on, well, it's gapping there. I was Sentinel on the 146.50, but that's where it's gapping. TJX was another one. This one's, of course, not a bottoming pattern. It's a breakout of a strong one. All right, so I'm going to put that in a window. That looks good. But what new long? GoDaddy, short idea, alarm, big down. I just like square better, but this is another continuation type pattern. That square, I like the pass we said yesterday. We said you could buy over today's high. It's gapping up, so watch the pullback. X-ray, we said the same thing. Correction bar at resistance, breakout daily, weekly. It's a bit extended on the 15. Watch pullback. IHI, just another trade over yesterday's high. The spread also 200s here at 52.5. That would be the level I'd be looking. I can look right now. IHI, it has medical devices. The 52 puts are only 25 cents for 9 days, so that's not enough juice for me. Unum is a bottoming pattern, Debbie mentioned. Debbie kind of has a fundamental filter on a lot of things she does. And this was a continuation, red bar 180 reversal breakout, daily, weekly. I was watching that today over yesterday's high, but I see a print up here. Play, it's a climactic sell setup, but look at the size of these bars. This is total strength. Where they open and close, gaps. Ideally, this would be a good pattern if it were to gap up $3. Then you short of, like a 10-minute low. X-ray alarm just went off. We're short the $30 puts, but this is a bull flag. But it's gapping up too much here. Let's put that in bottom right. That's square on the other computer. I was watching this for directional X-ray. It might even take for profits on the $30 put. New alarm. EHC, this is the General Electric healthcare spinoff. A little buy set up here. It's gapping over yesterday's entry. That's a long idea, maybe 30-minute high. Let's see if this has options. Yes, it does. But the $55 puts are 10 cents by 30, so it's nothing to do there. PPL's been strong. Kind of bobbling around here pre-market, but that's on my long list. ENPH is a Climo. This is a solar stock. And it's not it's not, I wouldn't touch this as a Climo unless you've got a potent reversal, because this is just nasty, steady selling. Green bar ignored. Look at this topping tail. Actually was a failed climactic buy setup on Monday. So this, when you get such a strong trend like that, don't touch it unless you have a potent reversal. And the best type of potent reversal is a W bottom. A GNRC, we're short puts. I'm short like 3 different strikes. I just went out of the money, and I'm watching this for a directional trade. It's another example of a bottoming pattern. Look on the weekly. Things crash. $300 to 100, and look at that weekly chart. Today's subject, bottoming pattern with a bullish daily. So when people ask us, how do you find longer term trades? You know, there's an example. It has to do with the price weight on a bigger time frame. Amazon, I just got alarm. We ordered a put spread yesterday. That looks good. Maybe set new alarms. So I'm done with my list. Meta, Fangs, Meta's relative weakness today. Little breakout failure on the 15. Tesla, I think there was some type of news today, I forget. But yeah, I already talked about Tesla, gap reversal. So that's on my watch list for put. EVGO. Well, it's so Robert, we're gonna have to talk about that today. That's not what I don't call bottoming patterns with moving averages parallel 2050 like this. Instead, this is exactly what I was looking for when I was talking about GNRC. That this is a double bottom from a climactic buy setup. So this is not a bottoming pattern. I just call it you're trading a compelling bounce in a downtrend. And it looks like, you know, it looks like it could keep going 540, 550, but it's a percentage wise, it's up huge today. All right, GoDaddy alarm. That's the short Greg mentioned yesterday. All right, so that's good to go. 5 minutes. I just wait 5 minutes. It's relative weakness. It's a gap breakdown. So that looks great. Right here. GoDaddy there. Select on a bounce. A PPL alarm. Looks good. Markets are bullish. It's just this employment number tomorrow. We're fully bullish in our 2 last